times count as interrupted, but we are live on the desktop website now. What were you saying? Friends are like snowflakes, they disappear when you piss on them. Why are you calling me a watered down Asian? I'm closing out of the calling me a watered down Asian, okay? Saying posting those messages in your room. And you're saying maybe you are a snowflake since you're so unique and special and one of a kind. It wasn't. Oh my gosh, okay, yeah, Latino passes is what you're saying. And then you also disappear when pissed on, and Fred Flintstone is saying, hello, how are you today? Ah, I'm switching to just the other format of stream. Catch me over there. Good to see you, Fred. Okay, this is peculiar. I feel good about my hair today. Hello to CCKMD. Hello, and Z. It's been a while since I've seen ya. I feel like been a while since I've seen ya. Did I want to have Google Chrome open? I guess not. I'm not using it for anything. Not using it for anything. And then I'm running some sort of show. Oh, we get some walk. Okay, wait. There's this little translate symbol next to these things. Wait. Huh. It doesn't let me see the phrase gang gang, but Cat's Eye says that, you know? And then my girlfriend texting me, so what's happening on that slow sort of a day? What? Wait, like as an art sort of thing to draw? What? Okay, where was I going with that? Okay, Femboy propaganda, don't translate your stuff. And we're talking about special punishment and some Ola. How's your day going? They brought the automatic translation to desktop, didn't they? Right up on the desktop. Dang, okay. So does anyone else like need the link to this? Because interesting. Every day I receive more updates on the phone. Okay. And the translation does not go over to the OBS things, it's only in the browser actually. Huh. And then you're saying there's so many, Charo, which one do I shoot? Wait. Okay. And okay, you're saying, oh good, they're gone. Were two of the streams like open at once, or was it just from looking at the stream of the stream? Which one do you shoot indeed? Okay, and then you're asking how the Friday date went. So we got to see a machine explode, and then we got some Indian food, and then I wondered about the level of conversational chemistry I have with this person, and it was kind of I guess we kind of agreed on a 6 out of 10. And then the people that I have the most conversational chemistry with are my little brother and my bestie of years and years and years. Although the person that I got to meet at a bakery, I think we're like instantly at an 8, so that's like awesome. You need the link? Okay, yeah. Get some stuff here, and you be the AI. What's happening? Let's put some link into here. So what did you be the AI? What you're asking? What is conversational chemistry? How do you measure that? You're 9.8, right? I think you're 7 or 8. Well, I mean, cause I'm just like thinking back to this person that I've gone on the several dates with and stuff, and know, sometimes our particular brand of awkward silences makes me wonder if I'm, dude, are you putting Diglett here? Are you putting Diglett here? Are we digging? Okay, but the silences make me wonder, like, what the amount of chemistry is. Okay, I had an elf going on here that was supposed to be specifically Amity Blight. There's. You're asking if I've ever watched Pulp Fiction? Yeah, that's I think that's the only Tarantino movie that I watched. You're saying that's obviously Dugtrio. Damn it. Damn it! I've only got peripheral knowledge of Pokemon, I swear. Okay. There's some links happening and some things, and you're saying you should watch the dinner date scene about silences on dates. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that scene. My girlfriend's suggesting that I draw the cycle of personas, because what if your persona had a persona, and then the persona of your persona had a persona, and then that had a persona, which had a sona, and then, like, on the 7th layer it goes back into you, and you're saying you have to educate on more Pokemon. Very well. Very well. Something's happening to Dugtrio. You're saying, can you tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend says hi? And Imperial Child says you're back and hello to you. You're saying, Pokemon 101, do not the Pokemon. I wasn't going to. Oh my gosh. Do I just... You're saying, I'll never forget the time you called a Groudon a crouton. Maybe they're similar. You ever think about that? Okay, wait, I'm looking up the dinner date scene from Pulp Fiction, because I want to know. Okay, so do not the Pokemon, and it's the thing with Uma Thurman specifically, right? And they talk about some silence. I mean, I don't think silence is a bad thing, but I always feel like I have to keep on my toes. And also, I don't know, I think maybe I've stated it before that I've got a big crush on this person due to the simply amazing eyebrows and the way we're the exact same height. But I have often thought about, like, how much of a crush I should have, because conversationally we're, like, not always on the same page. Alright, you're talking about electrodes, you're talking about some silence, you're talking about a couple of the things. I really do want to watch more classic movies, more generational classic movies kinds of things. Talking about electrodes. And what else was I drawing? I could do a little bit more of the elf, but I've been talking about this dog forever. And Magdala is telling us, I feel like I have no energy for anything sometimes. My therapist said she suspected depression for a bit, but then it got better. You don't want to talk or do anything. Oh. You think maybe it's like a vitamin imbalance, maybe? Cause that could happen. Well, that's my wild speculation. I'm the first of this thing from a doctor. But, how about that? You have enough vitamins? Vitamin D? With, no smirk put on that? Ooh, something happened. Ah! What the legs do? Oh my god, what the legs? What do your legs do? Why you bending all like that? Oh my god. Okay. What else am I looking at, thinking about? Do you mind if I put the homophobic dog, like, right next to you? It's gonna turn out fine, right? You're saying sometimes it happens, but it isn't constant, and you're always deficient. Oh, wait. Sometimes the getting better happens. The And then you sound like you're generally pretty like active and getting enough exercise and stuff. And then that who's over here? That's one heck of a name. What does polymorphic mean? Okay. You said, yeah, homophobic dog, hell yeah. Alright, let's get it here. And I wanted to have the Karen haircut specifically. I'm scrolling through the transcript of the dinner date from Pulp Fiction. Don't you hate uncomfortable silences? Why do we feel it's necessary to yak about shit in order to be comfortable? I don't know, that's a good question. You know you found someone really special when you can just shut up for a minute and share the silence well. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I've tried to have comfortable silence on purpose. And I think I'm getting better at it because like discomfort comes from one person as well. But I don't know. When I asked, like we both had the range of like between 5 and 8, and that's like our assessment of like how much conversational chemistry we've got. And then you're saying you were second screen with this, you'll drown on magma. Yeah, I can I can make even more space or something. But yeah, we're on magma. I mean, I want to stop the stream in time to get ready for the movies and stuff. But yeah. Okay. There's several things. Is there space to join? I've made everything bigger and blanker. Here we go. And then you're saying, wait, that means I'm being phobied or I'm part of the homophobic club? I thought maybe the homophobic dog walks by you or something. You don't automatically have to be associated with the homophobic dog. Okay, you're saying you can hardly force yourself to type right now. You'll be passive for a bit to concentrate mental strength. Some good stuff, some good stuff. Alright, so sending power and yeah. Does whatever you're typing on, or maybe if you're on a phone or something, do you have like text to speech or something? Okay. Let's get one other layer, and I guess the Karen haircut is like a John and Kate plus 8 haircut. I didn't really know that it was from a specific celebrity until properly looking it up. Okay, big snout, big nose, and then the dog has like sort of mournful eyes. And I always do go around working from a reference. Homophobic dog. For some reason, I think an entire portion of my keyboard isn't working lately. And then Lotus is saying, you've been trying to shift your style to go for more of a punk or grunge thingy with flannels and stuff. Also got a haircut to go with it and you're feeling great about it. Oh, I got to see for like a split second a little bit of your haircut in the in the the Discord. You've got layers now, kind of swooshing. There it goes. Hello, hello. You're getting the style. You're getting the style. Go for it. That's very exciting. Okay. Was I looking at the ears specifically? Feel like they're a big feature. Like that? Sure, maybe. And then you're having a seizure. Oh. Oh, why? Can we help? Would you like more seizure or less seizure? Saying had till your hair was brutally consumed by the hair wendigo. I'm detecting some signs of a creature in this Discord thread. Some signs of something slurping up all your hairs like a spaghetti. Wow, a spaghetti of human hair. How strange. Okay. How exactly? Maybe I want the text first. Yeah, okay. It doesn't have to be hand-drawn text. You're saying you went running in the woods yesterday, and so you were paranoid of skinwalkers, as it were. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So it was a spooky vibe out there, but wait, it was like in the night or like in the daylight? Oh my gosh, you had Glockiana to keep you safe. Yeah, you could call it that. You could say Glockiana. Yeah. Alright. What is this? Everyone has a... Hey, there you go. Lots of blank space. And I'm specifically going like this. What shapes come to mind? Okay, because I've specifically had this, I've literally downloaded the books of drawing reference on how to draw the weight on a body. But then the furries inflation art is not necessarily about that. I still want to ask this person, like, more questions about what that all was. Alright, you're saying it's so shiny that the law considers you a threat to traffic. Oh my gosh, more things should be considered a threat to traffic. You know, lately I'm seeing people drive around with a changing, like, animated billboard in the back screen of their car, the back window of their car. I mean, apparently they can see through it, I guess, since it's fine, but we're adding more distractions to the road. This is ridiculous. Okay, you're saying it was gloomy in the day and rainy, so spooky in the woods. Okay, there you go. You're saying a lot of white old ladies were there because you drove out of the city, so you had to give them a half smile to let them know that you're a polite young man and not gang affiliated. Ooh. I'm trying to think, like, what's the most... what's the most polite young man thing to wear? Maybe it's the maid dress, okay? I'm not saying this with an agenda or anything. Maybe it's the it's the catboy ears. You ever think about that? I think I'm onto something here. It could possibly be the maid dress and the catboy ears, and then this would be maybe the ultimate non-threatening sort of uniform. So, okay, yeah, or a top hat. I see that too. What are we looking at? You know what? I'm gonna put this in my search history right now. How to draw furry? Yes, furry. Anything? Okay, so I think there's like an emphasis on the arms become proportionally shorter to everything going on, because there can only be so much arm happening here. Okay, so erase some of this. What have we got? A little bit of the text. Oh, great. Now I think I want to click on a wider area for that. And whenever I start one of these sketches, one of my earliest problems was not knowing how much detail I wanted to put into it in the end. Whoa. What? What? Okay, that was just a sample text. And then you're saying, please look at the meme you sent on Discord. Sure, what's happening? Okay, so the thing you were saying earlier was not necessarily willingness to fall for my femboy psyop, but it was just sort of a direct quote from a very amusing, polite young man meme. Okay. The little smile you give to old people when you walk past them, just so they know that you're a polite youth with no gang affiliations. What? Oh my gosh. Sometimes I look at my phone and what I find there baffles me. In my journey to make a whole lot of friends, like maybe 100 or something quality connections, woohoo. There's more than a few connections that I wasn't able to maintain personally. I think things really dissolve, especially if you don't have any standing plans to meet up in person, so like the possibility of meeting up in person always has to exist, or else you're gonna just be something in each other's phones and then you're gonna forget about each other. I think, anyway. I just got, I gave my phone number to somebody like a month or 2 months ago, and just got a text from Melanie. This is it's a funny surprise. It's a funny surprise. Okay, so you're saying you're going for water, you're dehydrating, you don't want a dehydrated suck of hay, right? Good question. Good question. This is looking very cute over here. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Need some text, and the text says oh my gosh, can you tell Melanie I say hi? Should I send the picture of you holding up the fish also, so she knows who's saying hi? This was a case where it wasn't me, I don't know, running out of energy to maintain a connection. The other person never got back to me until exactly now. I hope it's not for plans for tonight. You're saying yes 100%? Okay. Okay. The cop in training from Chicago also says hi. Don't ask how I know. This person is a long story, Melanie. The reason that I started talking to Melanie, and then this is also kind of funny because I had a song called Melanie on repeat for a while. Oh my gosh, check this. This is a little dancy dog. Are you oh my gosh. This is the little fellow who busts a move. Oh my gosh, it's the little fellow who busts a move. My day brightened. Alright, we're saying some hi Williams. Hi. Wish I still had Insta. I could show her my hetero male thirst trap selfies instead. Okay. Why you delete Instagram? Nobody delete any of your social media ever. It's because I want to stalk you and know what you were doing. Nobody delete it. It's me. I'm Mark Zuckerberg and I need your information. And then we're talking about some beloved dogs. Yeah, heck yeah. And this makes me want to put a little hat or a bow. Little hat or a bow. Saying you've been off socials 3 years now post breakup. It makes sense. Reinvent yourself. Do things that are healthy. But the downsides of it, I can't stalk anybody now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're saying Instagram surveils you. It's owned by Zuckerberg. Shut up. Yeah, I did kind of give in to all of the platforms that I was worried of. Okay, we're not trying to draw on the text layer necessarily. I just wanted to type I know what you are on this, and we're gonna wait, are there more type options? Could they give me an outline for this? Could they give me a little bit of bold? Nothing? Okay. Talk of love, and then you're talking about BRB right back. Yeah. I wonder if I really like seriously looked into it, then I would be unsettled at the amount of surveillance that things do on me. I guess I figured that like YouTube and Google are already kind of bad, and then when one of my short videos hits 1 million views, YouTube can buy me a lunch, and so they literally do have my address to deliver the payment informations, because I want that lunch. I want a lunch. I'm highly motivated by a food. Out here wanting a lunch. Okay, here's where the sketch is, and then you're going right back, and then some characters are happening. Okay, I've been thinking of this art idea for a while now, and I want to believe, and I want it to be real, and I want to believe that I can do anything I set my mind to, even my first ever instance of furry inflation art. Alright, anything that I set my mind to. My mother is sending me links on how to reverse the aging of your muscles. I feel like I get anti-aging content recommended to me a fair amount. Brutal things to happen the minute you hit age 26, but still. Okay, let's get some of these. I find most of the art that I'm finding, I find it mostly hard to look at. Okay, we don't want neck so much. We do want cheeks. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I was forgetting. No neck, yes cheeks. There we go. And then, what other things? The other month, a fan of the band TV Girl came in here, and now I'm like, I've been spending this last week listening to all their hits and stuff on loop. And and now I'm like, where did that person go? Now I have stuff to say about it. You're saying I'm better than any ASMR. Thank you, Ziggy. I've never done proper ASMR, even if the voice just sort of comes out like that sometime. Hello, you are back, and I am Dad. And then you're saying TV Girl is so good. Hey, I keep vibing, I keep bopping. It's it's weird getting into new music while socializing more than I have ever socialized before in my entire life, because now I'm gonna be associating all of the songs with situations and peoples and eras in the life, and so I don't know, it's fun to think about. You're saying I'm better than asthma? Thank you, I hope so. But then, do more people have me than asthma? Can I be international? Can I go all over the world? Okay, what else am I looking at? Maybe some lovely peaceful arms. Wow. I don't know if this is the image that I wanted to wear on a t-shirt exactly, but it's closer than ever. Alright, and you're saying TV Girl is so good for that. And we're talking about special edition, and they're saying they touch on so many specific emotions and situations. And then TV Girl specifically, it's got a loud ass neighbor. It fascinates me how their lyrics kind of touch on like a mix of longing and contempt. I feel like I pick up on contempt or just bitterness or sadness. Maybe I say contempt because I got the song Melanie stuck in my head, and that one's definitely full of a lot of contempt. You're saying you're on your motorcycle and didn't hear. Hey, get away from my window. Hey, what are you doing by my window? And okay, what have we got? Little Leggy? And then you're saying, tell your neighbor I like his SRT, and then some mix. Perfect. Artistic asthma. Yeah. What's on your mind lately, Z? I don't know, oh, when's the last time I asked such a thing? Okay. Okay, go like this, and go like this. For some reason, I keep only watching clips of the Amazon show The Boys. Hello! Some kind of crocodile or lizard is happening here. Wait, is this a Pumbaa art? Hello! Oh my goodness. Very stylish. Can go on the t-shirts. Pretty cool. So, chaos and the Soviet Union are on your mind lately. Oh, do you listen to any music from bands from post-Soviet countries? I mentioned Molchat earlier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, but there's such a vibe, you know? And also the weed car. Okay, the weed car is still on your mind. That's good to know. It's gotta be on somebody's mind. Carry the flame and all that. Okay, and dude, you're saying your dad used to call you a communist when you would misbehave? Is your dad Cuban? Why communist? Why communist? And can I add some colors to this? Can I color underneath the lines, perhaps? You're saying no weed car. Was this the weed car guy? I think this was the weed car. You were thinking if you should bring up the weed car again or not. Oh my goodness. And then you brought it up first. YouTube user Cedric Williams. Okay. You really do have the memory of all time. You do. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I have some good colors in mind. Wow. But let's try it anyway. Try it nevertheless. You want to smoke the weed car? But if your car is smoking, that's a sign that something is wrong with it, Williams. You really gotta watch out for these things. Smoke it as we drive it. Well, I mean, you'll get somewhere. You'll feel some lift. And then you're saying your dad was El Salvadorian, and we had a civil war in the 80s with communists versus USA-backed fascism, and he had cousins disappeared by a death squad for being rebels. Okay. I see why your dad could call you communist when you misbehave. I see. It does check out now. Makes me want to learn more about El Salvador. I feel like the last person that I talked to from Southern Americas, in general, all of them, was a friend that I used to have in Chile. And then I couldn't get married, so we are not friends anymore, I guess. And Z is saying, down with the government, up with the Soviet Union. Oh my gosh. And you're saying so close to Cubans. Whoa. I should take like a month to just like absorb some interesting histories and things. What a cute creature this is. Full of scales and everything. I want to shift to some yellow and some red or things like that. Not sure how much personal informations to share because I wanted to share some stuff about my week and I don't know how much to do. I'm gonna have to bring like 4 or 5 wigs or however many wigs that I have access to onto my college campus next Monday. And then hopefully before Monday I can be the person in the group project who makes a plan and maybe a division of labor for the entire group project, because all of us keep showing up to the group project and being like, heard derb, don't know what I'm doing, and it's concerning. Alright, you're talking about wigs? Do you wear wigs? Why don't you wear wigs? When will you wear wigs? There was Elijah Wood was interviewed on that show about last meals and death and all of the food and stuff. The show is just called Last Meals, isn't it? Why did I put so many asterisks on that? Okay, a little bit more yellow. Okay, yeah, that's the color that I'm going for, I think. Okay. No, that's not the part. Okay. You're talking about friend marriage or regular marriage. You know, friend marriage should exist so you can marry your homies and have a friend wedding and friend rings and friend honeymoon. No, yes, wigs. Yeah, I think probably I'd be down for friend marriage. Yeah. Just like decide to have a squad or family kind of a thing. Yeah, I mean, if you found people you were tight enough with and wanted to have found family, then what's up? Definitely. And then you're recommending us bleach and rubbing alcohol, equal chloroform, just in case you get in trouble. Like, what kind of trouble was I gonna get in, Ziggy? What trouble did you get in, if I may ask? And you're saying I have a natural wig imprisoned in a cage? Yeah! So here's my jar of human hair, and by human hair I mean hair that used to be on my head because I'm a human and I have hair. And I have even more hair than a regular person because I keep all of it in the jar. This isn't going to be useful in my project though, I think. I mean, I could still bring it to see if they have any ideas, but literally everyone shows up to the classroom. See, I don't know if it's me. You're asking if I'm human. Excuse me. Yes, I still have it on my desk. It's been on my desk for a couple of months now because somebody asked about it, and then I was like, well, actually the only thing I use it for these days is just to sort of pull it out and show it on the streams. So it should kind of be on the desk. You're saying I'm human? No, I'm a snake, a king cobra. And we have a song about that. And we have a song about that. Alright, you made a whole investigation, in fact. And there's Z saying, why do you think I haven't been able to join streaming so long? And the chloroform helped with the situation and didn't make it worse. You're sure about that? Okay, I mean, if you're sure. It sounds like quite the story. You're saying that's actually pretty cool. The human hair? Okay, I'll take that. Okay, wait. I'm going to put this like I have the urge to say things not because I'm going to make a point of any kind necessarily, but because this is a stream of consciousness sort of a stream, and I like yapping about it all. And then you're saying, why do you have it on your desk though? So accessible, like a utensil of some kind. It's a streaming utensil, I think. Streaming utensil. Okay, let's put some of this. I do like these colors for this theme, although I'm sure there could be greater ones. You're saying if you microwave grapes, you get a toxic nitrogen gas. It's easy to make it look like an accident. Okay, that's pretty dramatic of you to say, not gonna lie. Pretty darn dramatic, if I may say, not gonna lie. And, let's make some cyan colored eyeball on this thing. Ooh, the colors, they're mixing together. No, that looks terrible. You're saying you eat it, do you? You're accusing me of eating all of my own human hair, pica style, pica. How is that pronounced? Okay, I want to like say something into my phone. You're saying grapes in the microwave take too long, and also they turn into plasma, don't they? But also who's out here accidentally microwaving some grapes, you know, in a toxic, poisonous, hazardous way? Ooh. Now there's a very dramatic smoky eye, and by smoky eye I mean eye the color of all of the reddest blood you've ever seen. How do you perform surgery on a grape, you're asking? Okay, typing my thoughts. aligning multiple gators into some kind of position. And we get a bless you in there. And okay, I'm thinking this is some fun colors for all of this. Who's putting yourself into this stream? Nerd burp. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I think I got what, like half an hour left in here, but hello to you. And then your yeah, what's on your mind lately? I keep thinking about the macarons in my fridge. And I paused the stream to send a message on the Instagram what I have done. Is there a top hat and several furry adjacent arts looking really fine up in here? Okay. And then you're asking I have Instagram. I had it linked on this channel for a little bit, but then I decided, well, I had it like linked as DMs, and then I unlinked it because I was like, you know, maybe I am meeting enough people. Maybe I'm meeting the right amount of people, and I don't need this amount of people that I'm meeting. Alright, but that's a little bit more of a blue tone. What can I add to this? Oh, nice. Okay, and now I can say the various stories and things that were on my mind, which was that I got to meet Colby in person at the bakery, and I don't know, I'm excited about that. I'm jazzed about that. You're saying you don't want to meet me anymore? What? I thought I already met you. Wait. Hey, what does that mean? Excuse you. I still wish to know various secrets and things. Okay, do I want to put darker green spots, or would this ruin it? I don't know. And then Ziggy is saying, you think you have that bug again where it won't send comments? Oh, sure. That happens from time to time. But yeah, here's the art from somebody that I met in person this week, and I'm very excited about that. And we'll hang out at the movies tonight. Woohoo! And yeah, and that's updates. You're saying we haven't met officially. You know, like, hey, I'm censored. Nice to meet you. Also censored. Okay. Thanks for not putting the full amount of letters that are in my name. Okay, what else was I looking at? And a handshake. Okay, so it's not official until there's a handshake, and then you're also censoring yourself. Very SCP-like. Okay, you chaotic people. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, the bug where it will or won't send comments, and therefore I would want to look at this. It's not official till you shake hands. Wow. Does this mean I haven't met you either? Because I think I was just doing like various forms of shoulder pat and hug. I mean, not even a handshake up in here. And then there's people going insane and people going in Chicago. Okay, what was I looking at? The bug where it doesn't send comments? Okay, yeah, it doesn't particularly show anything more when I look on this screen. We're getting some crying louder. They're noted out by the chloroform, so time doesn't matter. Okay, also interesting. Okay, you're saying we shook hands like twice? Okay. Very official. Very formal. Thank you. And Then, wait a second. Did you just make a little scaly lizard Sona? I see that. I see that end of that sentence, little scaly lizard Sona, saying you'd be jelly. Okay, what? Where was my train of thought going with all of this? Oh, yeah. You saw me buy some macarons on that day, and then it was the last macarons that my favorite bakery was ever making again, and now they won't have any more. Well, I didn't eat any of them because one of the friends going to the movies tonight was curious about them and how they taste, and so I was gonna like bring some to the movies to eat. And I love sneaking in like a lot of stuff into the movies. My favorite is like strawberries and berries, so that's why I wanted to make sure to end this stream at a proper time, so I have time to wash some strawberries to take into the movie theater in either my purse or a really large pants pocket, of which I have both. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So you're gonna see the macarons again later, and I hope they don't taste like the fridge, because it's literally been kind of a week. It's been kind of a week. And if they taste like the fridge, then I can't be giving them away. I should taste one before I bring it. Okay, we got some Julius. If you need to bury a body, you bury it, and you put a little bit of the dirt, and then the dead animal, and then more dirt so dogs don't find it. I think maybe that's been disproven. What I don't know if it has been disproven, you should bake cookies for the movie. Is there time? Wait, is there time to actually get over here? Cause we were like also talking about the meet up an hour before kind of thing. Okay, so then you're saying what movies will you watch, and then we're going to see Hoppers. I've avoided spoilers so far. Don't nobody spoil it, please. I've heard that it's a solid Pixar entry yet again. All right, and then you're saying you'll have that in mind next time for the weed car guy. And Kai is saying hello, chat. Hello, Kai. Hello, Kai. Today someone has joined the chat who I've met in person, and that's Colby, and Colby can also draw. Very exciting. Okay, how are you doing lately, Kai? You're saying you were late. Apologize. You can bake cookies so fast. Okay. The last time I tried to bake for somebody was in December, and then I tried to bake my family's recipe of banana bread, and then I chose a pan that was like really too big, and then didn't really adjust the baking time accordingly, so it was like undercooked. It was overcooked on the edges and then undercooked in the middle. And then I was in some kind of insane state of mind where I cut off the inedible parts and then still gave a chunk of it away, and then mostly I ate the rest of it because I mean the parts that were properly cooked tasted fine, but generally I don't want to be doing that. Alright, there's please don't kiss my wife, no promises. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's Kai talking about you're dealing with some family issues, specifically with your grandfather's health, and you come for ASMR. Oh my goodness. Then here's is this good ASMR? This is several rose quartz. And it's supposed to bring healing, tranquility, soothing, and there's a new season of One Piece live action, and my mom is watching it before me, which is related for 2 reasons, but maybe it's funnier if I don't say it. And then you're saying, why don't you all kiss me instead? That's why you've got your multiple conjoined heads. That was the reason all along. So all of your buddies can give you a smooch right on the forehead or wherever. You can feel your stress melting away, 10 out of 10, and you can put the cat kissy face since you're a furry, and then you're saying you're not a furry. I mean, but here's your legendary profile picture, and it's very good. And it's very good indeed. Do, 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 do. I really want to bring some kind of a oomph to this, to the colors that I'm adding, but I don't know if I've got what it takes. You're saying this is the default profile picture on Magma, perhaps, but then on YouTube, it's a choice. A good choice, I should say. It's a very good choice. I mean, you should want to be everyone's little meow meow. What I think about it. I don't know if you asked what I thought about it, but I think it's wonderful that you are our little meow meow. And to be recognizable, alright then. And you, you're gonna show your mom the drawing you made with the middle schooler. It's so easy to be bullied by people that are just slightly older than you. Just ever so slightly. Ah. And does that add something to the eyes? I guess take it away to see if there's any difference. Cool. Alright. I mean, now it kind of reminds me of the shading in some people's art styles that I have really liked in the past. Don't know if that's doing anything for people. Alright, there's Pumbafo saying, sorry, I'm not fooling you, I just referenced the commenter from earlier. Forgive me, wife, please don't kiss Kobe Jack cheeks. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Assigned cheese at stream. Assigned cheese at stream. There we go. Okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. I'm trying to remember how many people that I've met named Colby before now. Alright, and Williams is saying, I'm the only one legally allowed to bully. Shut up. Excellent. And then you're saying, Dinosaur, look what I sent you. What's happening? Are things being sent to me right now? Do I answer to Dinosaur now? I answer to Dinosaur? Dude, something's taken a bite out of the head of your cat or something? You're identifying the cheese. What kind of cheese? You have an opportunity right now to be extremely funny, not gonna lie. Alright. And then a little bit more of this. It adds some kind of a vibe. Adds some kind of a vibe. Wow. Pumbafo, genuinely, completely, I really like how you've formed these lines and things. Very stylish up in here. And you identify as the obvious Gouda kind of cheese. I'm gonna interrogate that later. What parts of Gouda do you identify with? Okay, and then we're talking about Dinosaur. I answer to Dinosaur now. Never thought I'd get to this point. You're saying you were going to study for your midterm on Criminal Justice 202 but drew art instead. Wait, what time is it in Chicago? Oh my god. Wait, are you gonna... It's about 5 minutes from 5 p.m. out here. 5 minutes from 5 p.m. There's still a little time to study. How tired are you? Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I'm not only washing strawberries, I might do a little of my homework before going to, because the other two people I invited on this movie outing are a couple of students. Okay, go like this. Is this what eyeball is made of? Go like this. Study, do you want to become a corrupted cop? And you're talking about being 449. And you're saying drawing is always a good use of time. I hope so. I hope I can keep believing that is true. I I think maybe if I keep doing one-off sort of art kind of things instead of big old projects, then the closest thing I would want to do as sort of a midpoint between one-off and a project would be more stuff to stick up in my room, because I have some cool stuff sticking up in my room. I should rearrange all of this so that the art is visible once again. Hell, I should put the fourth image back on there instead of just having some of those. But there's so many cool places to stick an art, and then you're saying you're going AFK to bake cookies, but we'll continue to listen. Quick, everybody, put some things that sound good in people's ears. All the latest gossip and everything. Okay, you're talking about early, and then you're a few hours later than that, and then you're saying you're gonna study so you can lock you up over the furry allegations. You're saying it's narcissistic to hang your own art in your own room. What? You mean it's narcissistic? I have friends and family and things. Part of the art in the room. Not that I've trapped their souls or worn their faces or anything. You're saying you don't decide that. That's decided by the judge. Oh, the furry allegations. Okay, we're back on track. We're back on track with the furry allegations. Okay, I think I want a second layer at 75 opacity, and we'll get a slightly deeper amount of coverage in these shadows. The first lesson from art school. Put some particular kind of shading on those armpits. Dude. I definitely overthink coloration. The coloring of things out of everything else. It turns out okay though, I think. When you just go for it with coloring. You're saying your wall used to be covered in posters and graffiti stickers and psychedelic stuff like every inch, but then your ex called you immature while she was in a Zoom for class once and you took everything down. Everything! Specifically because of the posters. I mean, it doesn't really help either way, but all of it? Man. Gosh. I hope I can always meet people who will, I don't know, not reinforce the insecurities and stuff, and always be a person as well. I mean, that sucks, you know? Why? That's a valid reason for the X. Okay, and then you're saying, what do you think I was talking about when you don't get to decide, or what's decided by the judge? Oh, narcissism. Narcissism is decided by a judge and a court and everything. You're saying, why so immature? To be influenced like that by a comment. Okay, going for the jugular. You could follow up the story with that was pretty immature of you. You could. And then you're back. That's Nerdburp. And then you're saying you were 26. I thought maybe she was right because she was in grad school and smart. Oh. I feel like I feel like reading all of the people's relationship problems and relationship advice online as just part of a course of growing up, like, sort of on the internet and everything, I feel like it can provide some good insights onto how a healthy relationship can work, but then making it work once you're in it is a different thing. And then Nerdburp is saying, did you see the image I sent you? You've sent me a little cartoon cat with like a crescent moon shape for a head. What game is this from? What thing is this from? What's happening here exactly? Alright. And Pumfo is saying, little did I realize I was the one working full-time and providing for both of us. Some things even out there, huh? Some things even out, you would say. You would say. And then you're saying you don't put stuff on your walls because you never see your walls. I'm sort of your evil twin, I would say. Sometimes I put stuff on my floor, like a poster or something, because I always see my floor. And so if there's a motivational message cluttering up the floor, then I'm gonna see it again when I go to clean my room. And then I'm gonna leave it there because it's motivational and useful. And my room isn't clean. You're gonna you're saying you should have put more stuff on your walls, double. Oh my gosh. We're linking inside the walls. Oh my god. Well, I mean, it sounds like now your ex has been out of your life for 3 years and stuff. Would you ever like put stuff back up on your walls to like reclaim it? Although I guess if you wanted to be ultra mature or something, you could have framed posters. That's that. For some reason, that strikes me as the elevated version. It's framed. It's spaced out on the walls. And why is that mature? Because mature people have spacious walls or something. I don't know. That's my speculation right now. Or you could like double down on just doing whatever you want now. You're saying your aesthetic has changed. You would like to put a taxidermied fish you caught. Did you really get a fish fully taxidermied? And it doesn't stink or nothing. Well, I guess a fish wouldn't really be different from other things that could stink when they're taxidermied. It's all dead stuff anyway. Alright, so let's merge that one and that one. And there's some funky little shading happening. Pretty time. And then you're saying you can, and you haven't done it yet, stink free. Whoa. Wait. Do you still get to eat a bit of the fish? My goodness gracious. The adventures that a person can have, the adventures that are happening right here in this chat. Right. Let's add a little bit more yellow, I think. Does it matter where I put it? I would say yes. Some of the style reminds me of OKKO, I want to say. I haven't watched all of that. I've specifically watched Professor Venomous Daddy Voice compilation, like sort of multiple times, and then kept it in the watch later because if it gets suggested to me as being from my watch later yet again, no, I'm not going to object to it because it's objectively peak. Alright, what are we talking about? You're saying you caught a salmon this last weekend and ate it. Okay, nice. And then you're saying you didn't see my skeleton. The skeleton. Okay, let's look for the skeleton. Some various bulges appear on the canvas. Ooh, the other canvas has a Kane Amazing Digital Circus. I'm going looking for the skeleton. The skeleton. I'm going looking for the skeleton. Is it bad if I show all of the memes on the stream? Probably, so I won't do that. I won't show all the memes on the stream. It's amazing how this is more obviously Kane Amazing Digital Circus from a distance. Okay. Whoa. Oh, this is what people mean when they say gender is a spectrum. They mean it's more like a gradient of 3 skulls on one body. I was going over here. Okay, you're saying the cover. Wait, react to the third page in the. Okay, what I'm seeing is cover the screen, confirm, cover the screen, and react to the third page of the DMs. I can do this. I can do this indeed, in fact. The link, cover the link. Okay. I didn't uncover it earlier, right? It's been there. Anyway, this is a very snazzy skeleton. And thank you for sharing a skeleton. I'm going to deliver a very specific sort of thing. I'm delivering an appreciation on the artwork, and it's going to be lemon lime flavored this time. You're saying that's a skeleton, and you're saying no. I mean, who cares? More folks. No. Okay. I'm going to preserve DMs and things. Very direct, very direct messages. Okay. Lemon lime flavored emoji for your arts. Pretty cool. And it's a little hearts. Have you guys ever seen Peeler's Peelable Candy? Not to sound like a real human being who goes into an advertisement sometimes, but there were some mango ones, and then they did actually make the part of the candy that you peel off and it is mango, but it kind of tasted a little bit more like mango skin to me. And you're saying, did I see the image you sent on Discord? Because you don't know, you were going, so you don't know. And then, am I an ad? And then you're saying, I've messaged their more direct, so you just have to guess the Discord name. Excuse me. The mystery of that is ongoing, in fact, constantly. Okay. And now, Nerdburb, this is the third time if you have asked if I sent you the image that I've seen. Wait, you sent me an image and I've seen it on the Discord, and yes, I've seen it. And then I asked what game it is from, because it appears to be a cat with a crescent-shaped head, and it's from some kind of a video game. You're saying you're sorry you were playing. Okay. And you couldn't hear it? Okay. It's from having ASMR voice. Is it from Eugenics? Oh, I've heard a couple of things about the game Eugenics. It's a really punchy title for one. Roguelike, Binding of Isaac inspired, sort of. Okay. There are some things in here that are very blobby and scary and not very much like a cat, and some things that are like a cat. You're saying you'd be happy to show me it? I've seen a little bit of the concept art and things from what I've just looked up. I'm not sure if I would be happy to see it, but I can see more of it if you are showing me it. Yeah. Okay, so here's covering the entire screen with my face. Covering the entire screen with my face. Nobody look too hard at the mess in my room, or also on my face. Okay, so now nobody should be able to see links and things while the entire screen. You're saying the cats are blobby and sometimes scary? I was trying to make sure that the DMs are especially blocked out. I really think humans could maybe evolve into crabs if we get enough special equipment, huh? Alright, so I'm looking at the third page of the memes, reacting to a third page of the memes. Oh, you wanted me to... Okay, I'm reducing my face size. Here we go. No surgery required. I could just I could just keep like some eyeball on this, probably, right? How did I crop this thing before? Okay. I suppose that I cannot do it today. Cropping things, that is. Medium size face. And then you're saying I'm an expert at having a face. I guess I would like to continue to have a face. Well, that was a bad pick for something to say with not complete sureness. Alright. So this is like sufficiently blocked, right? And now we can view things such as a cheetah wanting a Cheeto, and and asking if Toad bricked the fuck up on that thing. Asking if Toad is okay after bricking. Yeah, I mean, it's the essential information. We have to launch an investigation. Is Toad okay after being bricked up? I don't know. Is anyone even okay emotionally, physically, psychologically after being bricked up? Probably not. So, where are we? And is that meme visible on the... It's not. Okay. Okay. The anything? Anything? I'm just laughing to things that only I can see. Like some kind of a patient in a hospital. Okay. Is this the proper position for sharing a meme? Yeah, probably. Yeah, totally. Yeah, actually. Great. So now I've completely gone through here, and you're saying you wish you could buy Shadow me from specifically my story of failing to make one. I tried a Vietnamese sandwich place closer to my neighborhood this time, but now since I've made one at home, I didn't expect the one that I made at home to be sort of a high quality benchmark for what the sandwich can be. You're saying, do I like? Oh, yeah, I think so. In fact, probably I should have gotten some at that restaurant, and it might be better quality and more filling than what I ended up getting. I don't know. It's actually right by the movie theater, so maybe I can get a little soup or something. But yeah, I think so. I know so. It's usually a pretty good deal, filling wise. And then, okay, now everyone can see, is Toad okay after bricking? Do we know it though? I don't know. Well, and I do suppose that a cross between a beaver with a guitar and a duck with an electric keyboard would be a platypus with a keytar. It does just sort of check out. And then this one is a meme, but it could also be an advertisement, and it works both ways, kind of a thing. And then this one might be funnier to people who can speak Russian, and certainly not to the teacher who was grading that one. There's no way in hell Chipotle ran an advertisement that said goodbye to your butthole. Besides, it's Chipotle, isn't it? The Chipotle is saying hello, and then you're saying goodbye to your... No, okay, that still tracks. That still tracks. The hell was I thinking about before viewing some marvelous memes in here? I don't really know. Alright. And then you're saying you need to send me a map of nearby restaurants and the dishes they serve, so I don't spend a week trying to hand make a rattlesnake hot dog. These days when I drive past a butcher place that butchers their own meat and stuff, oh god, I wonder if I can ask them if they know of like other distributors, because the place where I tried a rattlesnake, when I look it up, nothing in town comes up anymore, and I'm so curious where that rattled off to. Alright. So there's a big Viet community in Chicago, and uptown banh mi and pho are so good you die. Oh my goodness. I feel like I definitely have more of a mid-tier one near my house. Like the price for the quality either was not that good, or I just made a really loaded sandwich at home. I mean, it could be both. But yeah, I'm glad that there's Vietnamese restaurants near where I am. And then you're saying I'm not putting my brain in the memes. The next live stream I have to eat rattlesnake, and that will be historical. Excuse me. I mean, you did suggest a live stream where I'm walking around and then the camera is covered, so it's just a weird audio call of whatever the hell is happening. So yeah, there's a rattlesnake. Here's the brain on the memes. May 16th. So the month and day format is stumping somebody who is like as of this year, or last year, a full 26 years old. We got some Lego monies for some let me spoil you baby girl type of scenarios. It's kind of interesting to make a tier list of the grapes you ate, even if all of the pictures of each grape. Why are you holding it in your deformed little claw, Redditor? Redditor, why are you doing this? Deformed little claw. Is that a normal hand? Or is that a messed up bastard of a hand? Alright. An S tier grape. Taking a picture and ranking every single one of those grapes. It is really funny sometimes how the Google Maps recommends you something 8 minutes slower just for the hell of it. Why does this... I'm okay. And then sometimes I see a meme and I'm calling a timeout from it. Calling a timeout from seeing the meme specifically. You're saying, let's call the hand shadow, be polite. And you're saying, let me spoil you, baby shark. Wonderful. Excellent. I don't know, I keep seeing all kinds of hands. If you scroll for long enough on the vertical live streams here on a YouTube, you might find a live stream of somebody peeling a raw egg super carefully, making sure not to pop the membrane or anything, and just getting off every single piece of the shell. And this person's thumb is not the focus of the video, but it's really thick. And then when I ask like the Google and the doctors, what's up with this live streamer's very thick thumbnail? You've seen those too. There we go. That's how we're encountering those, right? Makes it no, I'm not gonna lie, the view count does make it tempting to peel a raw egg every now and then. I'm not above peeling a raw egg. Do you think that the tension would go down if somebody's yapping the entire time? I don't know. Anyway, why do you think that person's thumbnail is like half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch thick? Cause I don't think you notice it at first because the egg is the focus. You're saying, how dare you can't make fun of people's bodies. If it's making fun, then I'm very sorry. But I think I would rather like to make a delivery of antifungal medication to that person's address. But, I mean, they are taking monetary donations, so I guess I'd better put my money where my mouth is and look up the price of the fungal medication for the hands and then go into all of that. Anyway, I'm saying Asian streams are so chaotic. Have you ever seen the Chinese mukbang with filters and the fast talking? Okay, that sounds like another level of chaotic, actually. I've seen the speed selling ones where it's like putting on some clothes, modeling it for 2 seconds, the clothes are off, then you have another one on in the next 2 seconds. Also very chaotic. Also fascinating, dare I say. So this meme says BJ's in your PJs, and that means Ben and Jerry's. Come socialize and cream, as in ice cream, chillin', in your pajamas. Socialize and cream in your pajamas. That's an order, folks. And then we get a meme about a toucan. And you could say, yeah, your favorite animal, Tupac. It's a good name for a bird. Dare I say. You said you literally dream of the day we just wake up and doom scroll for 3 hours before we get up. Like as a society, or you and me? 'Cause I can clock 3 hours pretty easily and it's a bad habit. It's chill though. That would be a fine way to socialize. And you're saying, oops, did you say it out loud? Well, you typed it, so feel free to resend that as a voice note. Okay, meme saying, I'm in a huge argument with a friend about this. Do you wipe your ass after taking a shit while sitting down or standing up? Thank you response from Redditor number 1 saying, I leave the toilet paper on the roll and just twerk up against it. Fuck. My feed of the memes was about this bad for the entire morning, where I was trying to be productive and also kind of failing to be productive this morning. It felt like I was gonna die, gonna have a hernia, pass out, brain aneurysm, heart attack, die, and and now, because it's a social interaction, I feel better about it, and less like the universe just decided to serve me up something completely weapons grade cringe, or well, what do I say about that? Pain is the best teacher, son. When there's an advertisement where you're gonna teach your child to nail in hammer a nail. What is this? Okay, that one's benign. That one's harmless. What if your pasta was secretly the slaughtered springy sprungle of a old-fashioned telephone cord? This image makes me giggle. I approve. Thank you very much. There's wordplay up in here saying, if having sex for money makes you a whore, then does having sex for free make you a non-profit organization? Depends on the amount of people in the community served. Sheesh. This is the... What? And then there's a meme telling me to poop before leaving home. TMI, but I gotta get on a better cycle, because, like, Wednesday morning I was absolutely blasting like 3 times in a row, and that's concerning to me, and probably a result of not having a regular sleep schedule, my leading hypothesis. And that's oversharing for you. Alright, let's resize this entire canvas, though. I could have ended out on any note. Okay, wait, let's find a better note of the memes to help. Did I fail the message? And then you're saying you what? Exactly. Okay. Did I fail the mission just now by scooting this thing too close to the edge? What does this meme say? Somebody tweeting, I literally have $1 to my name right now. What's your Venmo? And someone requests the last dollar. Yeah. People should. Oh. That's maybe the ultimate point of Venmo, right? Comedy. We're talking about, are you leaving us? Oh, because I talked about something to end off on? Well, I mean, I think I'm nearly at the 2-hour mark for total cumulative streams. Oh, good lord, I'm past the 2-hour mark. Okay, it's 3:18. I want to be ready to leave the house, or I want to start getting ready by at least 5, since movie I'm going to is like in my neighborhood. But then also I want to wash strawberries and make sure the cookie is still good. You're saying it's not even an hour and a half. Okay. I mean, I was down in the dumps and having anxiety and mentally deteriorating a little bit. I was mentally deteriorating a little bit. Yeah. Before I started the stream, so I do like being here, and all of that. You're saying you're 2 hours behind me. Clues, and in a deserty location. Excuse you. Wait, I've mentioned the time before, right? Yeah, it just sort of comes up at the bottom of the screen sometimes. Yeah. Well, I guess that's very small text. Anyway, I wanted to resize my head back to regular. Okay, so we put this in the center of the screen. You're saying, don't mentally deteriorate. That's our job. Don't do it on your own. Okay. What if I do it? Not the mentally deterioration. I'm on a different topic now. What if I decide to stream every day? You challenge me. You underestimate my power. Well, you should actually be estimating the amount of time that I spend on my phone that I could instead, I don't know, broadcast the entire internet for no reason. I could do it. You're saying your knees hurt. And, wait a second. What? Oh, okay, you've just sent a different UWAT. Like, I don't think I could do it, every day for the 2 hours. Okay, physically I could do it. It would stress me out and freak me out, though. You could see me like 10 minutes, though. I don't know if that's worth anything. If it's like a little bit amusing. 10 or 30 minutes in the morning. You say I'll die of exhaustion? Not if it's not the 2 hours. If it's 10 minutes, that's regular. Yeah. I don't know, I could try it. Well, you regulars would die of exhaustion, though. I'm just built different. Alright, you're saying, why haven't I collabed with Cinna? What is, I don't know, what's the latest? You're saying, or what's the Asian girl she hangs with? I don't know! Excuse me? And now I'm checking my phone for the first time in a minute. And one person that I bought the movie ticket for might not be able to make it, and I don't know what the refund policy is for the theater. But it's okay. And then Kobe sending a photo of the sample cookie. It's looking chocolate chippy. It's looking perfectly round. The baking skills, they're here. Oh my gosh, marvelous. I'm staring everything. Alright, you're saying Cinna is one of those streamers that are famous. Yeah, how does that go? How does that work? I'm looking up the streamers to see what's happening. And then, okay, distracted by the various things. What? What? And then Cinna's father is like also a streamer, and that's like part of their lore. Okay. That freaking rocks, I guess. And that's somebody in the FaZe clan. Okay, you're saying, quick check, small phone, small screen saver now. Ooh, and there's not even any time to change it or anything. Okay, it doesn't show the personal information. Yeah. The art, it's still up. And I mean, hey, there's nothing better. And then you're saying extra Emily is her friend. I don't ever tune into their streams. I just see the shorts on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what it is to me personally, but I guess I have found Twitch to be a little bit inaccessible. You're saying you're proud of me. Hey, and I show off the arts very proudly. Some people say, whoa, you have a flip phone? That's pretty neat. And then I say, you think that's pretty neat? You should see the little artwork that's on here. Okay. It might be worth a try. 10 minutes. I don't know if it will be spamming people, but I don't know. If I like put a little bit of fandom news or something at the start of the stream, then perhaps people will not be sad and upset to see a daily 10-minute stream in their feeds. I don't know. You're talking about online, and I don't know, I'm the only streamer you actually follow. Well, that's very amusing. Wait, but I know your city. Aren't I more likely to follow you in real life? Come on. I've been around as well. Speaking of being around, there's this furry inflation art that's getting even rounder. Saying you're waiting for to start. Wait, to start which part? Start following you? Okay, there's William saying, do you say, this work of art was done manually by my beloved parasocial friend, Slightly Williams, whose socials are at Slightly Williams, and you should subscribe and send a money donation now. Do you have the come on, don't be silly, okay? Do you have your money donation platform set up? You don't even have a phone number that you will allow me to call. Come on, get your... What? Was somebody last stream saying, get your pussy up, get your money up? Well, we'll do that, okay? Up and up. What else am I looking at on my phone? Yeah, we could take this to the 2.5 hours. You're saying you want to call me? Get your what? Well, is it down? Get it up! We're on a timetable here. Don't question this. It's okay. The money down, get it up. The pussy down, get it up. Okay, it makes sense. And you're saying in Chicago, we say get your money up, not your funny up. Oh, it's hard to be a career comedian coming out of Chicago then, probably, right? Is there a famous comedian from Chicago specifically? Because it sounds like this profession is being specifically discouraged. You're saying you'll do it. Yeah. Thank you. This has been a test of mind control, and I guess it's working, dude. Okay, nice. What else have we got? A little bit more ink to draw with. I'm not trying to rasterize my text layer. Ugh. Okay. But yeah, this week has been pretty eventful. I didn't expect to have a good time at or like a particularly notable or fun time at the birdwatching club on Sunday. I didn't really even expect to be able to wake up early enough to attend the birdwatching club, right? But running around in the hot sun, covered in water and my UV protecting shirt and stuff, is maybe the perfect day. Couple hours running around. You're saying it'll be so high up you'll be able to see it from there. Know where I am at all times. And you're asking what birds are you gonna watch? Pigeons. Supposedly the one that's tweeting around the most is like the northern mockingbird. This surprises me. I heard those little Tweety bastards going off at like midnight and stuff, and I was like, whoa, I know the weather's kind of good tonight, but what do you guys have to sing about, really? And yeah, we saw some doves, and then a quail, and then the quail perched in a tree, which I guess was unusual. But I think I actually see more variety of birds in the, not the nature preserve, but the regular park by my house, because it has a bird of prey. You watch pigeons and chickens, pretty good. All of the pigeons are chasing each other around because it is spring and all. It is spring, so they're getting sprung. Okay, so what else is happening? A little bit of legs on this art. And I guess a little bit of feet. And then Pumblefolk saying variety of birds and nature preserves, a near park in Western Time Zone, desert nearby with foreign bound me nearby clues. I don't know. I guess I would have to go into other desert towns and see how much Vietnamese food they have. Oh, okay. You're saying Blue's Clues? It is Pigeon Time? Yeah. Man. This is making me wonder. You're telling people that I am in Bolivia? That's a fair assessment. I'm going to Bolivia. You're asking if I have a lot of meth heads around me? The people that end up around me the most often, I'm pretty sure are like nerds and having autisms, but this is not, I don't know, which one of those, which sort of thing in the brain requires a medication that is similar to a meth? No, that is Adderall. And the similarities to meth are overblown. And also, do you think if I say that too many times in one stream, then YouTube gets pissy and rates the stream ADHD? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean, some of the people around me have neurodivergence and ADHD. Like when I went into the creative writing club, yeah, everybody coming around, not going into creative writing because they are neurotypical, but because they have something to say all of the time. And okay, here's a knee, and it goes like that, and a calf also goes like that. Wow, who knew that when I use an art reference that frightens me just a little bit, then I end up with some art that frightens me a little bit. Okay, you're saying, well, not around you socially, but in the bad parts of your town in general. I mean, I guess demographically, I don't know. You're saying, isn't that like very common? I'm sure we all have it in here. Yeah, everybody's got the meth heads. Oh. It's a little bit tough to tell sometimes, which I guess qualifies as a no. But I avoid eye contact with everyone, typically. Everyone that I don't know. And then everyone also avoids going outside due to the sun. Classic desert sort of thing. Alright, you're talking about, is it very common? I'm sure we all have it in here. And then, what amount of fur do I add to the homophobic dog? A little bit more around the neck and around the torso. And then, are you threatening to distribute some extra eye contact upon meeting? Ah, excellent. Good times. Alright, and then you're saying, why don't you avoid it with me then? You're always watching the duality of man establishing dominance. Yeah, all of these are really good guesses. And I'm looking up the Karen haircut. I'm very curious about you. What can I say? And if I don't blink, then I just get more special features and backstage information. Let's get the Karen haircut. Mr. Deadpool saying we're still live. Nice. Hello. You came in on the vertical live stream earlier. I can't tell if this one is only showing the part of the screen below here from your part of the screen, but I'm doing this from a computer now. And you're asking if I want your number. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use it to make double the amount of eye contact. But then we can finally be texting and very joyous. I don't have as many quality memes as you because I sort of stopped looking for memes a little bit. And then you're saying what's good to the Deadpool, and then you're saying your number is 2. Okay, I do kind of see that. I do see that very much. Okay. gosh. And your number starts with a 773. Oh my goodness. Bumblefoot, are you telling me your general area of town and whatnot? Zip code district? Who the hell goes there? Doo-doo-doo. That's very exciting. I'm gonna have to try to remember to tell Melanie hi from you. Because I'm so serious. I'm so serious all of the time. Okay, you're saying that I seem to live in the hood. Oh, I mean, I guess just yesterday when going on a walk, we talked to the nice old man who was our neighbor, and then he was like, do you have any yard work that needs doing? Well, he asked my mother this. Do you have any yard work that needs doing? Here's my nephew. He's a good and reliable and handyman. And then the nephew had also just gotten out of jail and stuff, and so that's naturally a slight barrier to regular employment, but if someone's got a backyard, you know, he can be in it. Alright, you're saying that you're good. And what else was I looking at? Okay, there's some more details about having a Karen haircut. It has one specific origin. I didn't know that for the longest time. You're saying you're the nephew of that old man? Oh my gosh, what were you in jail for? You're absolutely built. Is frankly incredible. Alright. We get some all of this and okay. Is a Karen haircut a reverse mullet? And should it be okay, should I emphasize the pointiness? I feel like the pointiness has to be emphasized for caricature. And you're asking if I've ever been attracted to the bad boy type shit. Probably in a fictional story one time. But even then it kind of makes me roll my eyes, and then also, and it might cure my depression a little bit because I look at some stupid shit and then I'm like, that's not worth dying about. Oh, you know, because every time you meet somebody, violence is more likely to be committed upon you by somebody that you know personally. So I think it's really even risky to try to make friends and anything like that, much less go out in the world talking about attractions and stuff. It's my dream to pick somebody up physically. Alright, you're saying you were in jail serving as a cook, and you have to break bad, and then you're saying you eat grapes at the grocery store and don't pay. Okay, well that partially gets me like on my germophobic side of things. I'm trying to get over my germophobic tendencies. But does it not taste somewhat unwashed, or does the thrill of the crime make up for the horrible coating of pure ass that coats the grape? Okay, you're talking about, and you cross the street when the sign says wait. Oh my goodness. Hello, bad boy. What's even happening here? And we get another eyeball happening like this. And yeah, the name of this dog is Whitney Houston, and I think that's really lovely. I think that's really wonderful. I'm nervous that the two people from school whose ticket that I paid for are not gonna offer to Venmo me the price of the ticket. And I mean, if it's a concern to me, then I should ask about it naturally. But I guess it is also interesting to see like what what they think about, how they are. Ba-da-ba. Okay, you're talking about jaywalking, you're a cop. Oh my. This is true. And then there's talking about, it sounds like a person's name. Send me if they don't. I'll give them an offer they can't refuse. Very wonderful. It's always essential to know somebody who's talking like the Godfather, just a little bit, just a little bit. And then you're saying, oh right, Whitney Houston. Houston sounds like a person's name to you? Okay, I believe that. I will believe that. Okay, and then we got some ear happening, and then some more of the hair happening. The Karen haircut was not particularly in reference to anything about the situation that inspired the I know what you are furry inflation fetish dog. That is also homophobic about the furry inflation. But for some reason when I thought of the dog being personified in any sort of capacity, this was the haircut that appeared for it. And I guess the dog is being paired with pictures of like wine and stuff, and its judgmental aura. How do I bring back more of the judgmental aura? Because at this level of roundness, this is like friend shaped. This is like pillow shaped. Ba-da-bum. And then you're saying the last name sounds more human than the last name Butts. Alright, yeah. And then Pumafo saying, I have a friend who's FTM and their name is LC. Want to tell them about my online wife? Okay. Feel free, I guess. Wait, like the chosen name is 2 letters? That's a fun one. That's not a transmasculine stereotype whatsoever, and I mean it. The stereotype is like naming yourself, I want to say Alex or something. And then he's saying he used to be my employee, but now he's nice. Short for Elsie. Okay, but then because of the transition is like abbreviated in that kind of way, it makes sense. It makes sense if you're not changing the paperwork. And hello again, Colby. What's the update on Inflation Dog? I have the haircut that I wanted to have for the dog, but it looks too friend shaped to me now, and I know there have been villainous characters who are big and large before in all of the animation and all of the everything, but maybe it's the enormous literal puppy eyes that are messing me up and making this friendship, because I don't want the vibe to be friend. I want the vibe to be judgmental, because it's a judgmental meme, I guess. In whatever joking capacity it is deployed. Okay, you're talking dog very inflated. Inflation affecting all of us. And then you're saying, for someone who fatphobic stereotypes like FDM-phobic dogs, it's for a cause. It's for a cause, and the cause is making a t-shirt that's okay, not the usual context for it being for a cause. Can't afford anything nowadays, not even a homophobic dog. Can somebody give me a hint or a reference on how to make this less friendship? It's gonna be okay, to decrease the round and friendly vibes, something square or spiky or pointy has to happen. Okay, maybe it's around the eyes. Maybe it's around the eyes, and then like I have to eliminate any hint of a smile, and we can finally afford one very large homophobic dog. Alright, no hint of a smile, and then some age around the eyes, like that. A little bit more lines, and I can get a sketch up in here. Okay, the focal point of the homophobic dog meme is is like the head, is like the eye contact. Can't lose those essential elements, honestly. Saying eyebrows, they'll make the dog more judgmental. Eyebrows can be bad too, you know. Yeah, every time I look at somebody's eyebrows, I say, damn, you're bad. But okay, I hear what you're saying, and we're getting there, dare I say. Okay, eye contact from the homophobic dog. Is this eye contacting? No, it's looking off to the side. How do I do this? Science, you're shaving your eyebrows. Of course. It's good to have boundaries. Boundaries such as being a little Voldemort or something keeps me away. It works. Does smoothest face possible up in the front. Here's another answer to the question of whether I could be into bad boys. Voldemort, the baddest boy, no eyebrows. There you go. Okay, so here's an eyeball. Okay, judgmental eye contact is commencing. You're keeping the stash. What is that? How does that work stylistically? You have an aesthetic that you're going for? Okay. So here is this. Very fluffy. Is the tail like... Okay, the tail does not really have much going on at all. The tail is just like two little details. Maybe even getting cut off by the frame of this. Whew. Okay, it's really close to what I saw in my vision, honestly. Okay, and now the timer for the stream has been going for almost 3 hours because we had that initial stream to begin with. So let's go over all of these arts and let's put some hearts of the appreciation, of the encouragement, of the everything. This is freaking cool. Ah, I cannot overstate how much I wish to send support to the channel and my new buddy, but also videos gotta be edited and published and all this stuff. I feel like last time Pumbafo drew something also I had the urge to put it on a t-shirt specifically. It's happening this time too. Happening this time as well. We had some break dancing, we had some Kane freaking out, somebody with a TV head that's come on into this canvas, and it's good times all around. And then I don't think that we even touched on gender swap femboy Aphrodite with the, like, okay, what's the name of this roll? I guess I can just say uncut sushi roll. Six foot schlong? Yep, I guess that's what's going on there. This is still some of the art of all time. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back onto this page because it does destroy my mood a little. Okay, I'm looking at the looking at this funky gator again. You're saying uncut. I mean, is that several slices of sushi? Or is it one solid log of sushi? You see it. Okay. We're going. I'm appreciating the art. And, I think I'm gonna try to get some homework in this, like, next hour and 10 minutes before I'm off to the movies. How very exciting. Finally get to see the Pixar. Alright, thanks for tuning in. This has been simply wonderful. I guess I'll put this back over to the, oh dear, put this back over to the proper side. And then, what? You're saying one time a girl told you, you're not circumcised, whatever, we're naked? No. That's messed up. That's messed up. The comments on a person's appearance. Oh my gosh. Like at the point of being already naked as well. Oh. How? Why do you keep being in situations that sound harmful to your mental state? Bumbleball. Bumbleball. And you're saying that's how the sushi's eaten in a hot dog bun? This is getting elaborate. That's getting very elaborate. Alright, catch you next time. If I do a 10-minute daily stream, I have no idea whose whose schedules that's going to fit in, but you know I love saying hi and stuff. Saying at least you pay. All right, and that's the sum up. That's the message. We're signing off on this chat app. At least you banged. All right, okay. At least you banged. Here we go. Have a great rest of your day, guys.